And a good afternoon to you, everybody. Brian Sinkoff here alongside Drew Aiello. Drew is from Fairway Independent Mortgage. Drew, it has been a hot minute since we've done one of these.
It's been a while, Brian, and I think it's your fault.
Happy New Year, Drew.
Happy to be here.
Happy New Year. Let's just check. Good afternoon. All right, we do have audio, so good to hear that. We got freaking high-tech lighting. We got the whole 9 yards here. And we're excited. How does that look?
January
I think that might look better. So Drew, we're here in the Sinkoff Realty Group headquarters in Del Mar.
Yes.
Drew, I haven't
palatial penthouse.
Yes.
Headquarters.
So Drew, we have literally haven't done one of these probably in several months.
Yeah.
So what Drew and I like to do periodically is to come on here, talk a little bit about the real estate industry, talk a little bit about the mortgage process and those that are interested in getting into real estate in terms of buying or perhaps selling a home. This is sort of a no frills, no holds barred, come as you are, answer the questions. We're going to answer some questions in the chat. Completely no script.
No script whatsoever.
Just kind of wing this thing.
That would be too much work.
Wing and a prayer, as it were. So, Drew, let's just, before we get into this year, let's talk about last year and sort of how you thought things went from the mortgage side, and then I'll talk about it on the real estate side.
Yeah, I thought last year we would have more activity, but supply continues to be the issue when it comes to at least what I see on my side, which is the mortgage financing. So I feel like it's thawing a little bit. You know, we're in the beginning of January, and it's funny to think about thawing, but I feel like the market is moving a little bit towards loosening up, because rates are coming down. You know, we're locking in rates now in the high fives. So when that happens, those people that got the 3%, 2.5% rates during COVID are a little more likely to maybe put their house on the market and sell because they have a ton of equity in their house. And going from a 3, say, to a 5.5, 5 3/4, that might help loosen up the market. So last year I thought there'd be more deals done. It's a little below what I expected. Appreciation I thought was phenomenal on real estate, so that I think we nailed. Interest rates I thought would be a little bit lower at the end of last year than I thought the beginning of last year, but we're starting to see some really good positive momentum downward on interest rates. Inflation's coming down. Labor market isn't that rosy, and when you have things like that occurring in the economy, interest rates usually fall because of that. So I'm a little bit optimistic going into 2026 because I really do think the market's loosening up, rates are coming down, and I feel like we have some good momentum.
Yeah, and from my side, the side in the trenches, at the Sinkoff Realty Group, our firm had a great year last year. We did roughly, I think, $27 million
Nice.
In 2025, which was a record for the Sinkoff Realty Group. A little bit skewed because I didn't open shop here till...
Year 3?
Yeah, I didn't open shop till 2023, middle of 23. 2024 was sort of a transition year,
So 2 years.
gathering, agents, and then last year we had a nice staff here, and still honestly do have a great staff. By the way, if you're out there and you're thinking about a career change or you're thinking about a brokerage change, shoot me a DM. Always looking for up and coming agents or agents looking to make a change. But
No one trains them better than you. I can say that.
We have all sorts of training methods, including take your mom to work day. My mom came in and she actually my mom Margie came in and she played the role who has sold her house, so she came in and played the role of seller. And we do a lot of role playing, do a lot of script practice, and always looking. We have a lot of unique techniques here at the Sinkoff Realty Group. So yeah, we did great as a firm. Everybody says, Brian, how's the market? My answer to that question is it depends on if you're buying or selling. That's sort of a loaded question, right?
Right. True.
If you are selling, it's definitely a seller's market.
Still.
Yes.
Still seeing multiple offers, right?
Yes. Here's the problem, Drew. It's just lack of inventory. And at the end of the day, and I tell every seller in any market, a well-priced home, it doesn't even matter the area. A well-priced home based on the condition and the comps and the area, a well-priced home is going to sell in any market at any time of the year, right? True. Regardless of the economy or the market, it was always going to sell. Why? Because people need places to live. Right. They need a place to live.
Whether they're living in parents' basements, if they're
renting,
divorced, separated, renting,
and I
relocated, right?
And I can't tell you, Drew, how many times I get calls from renters going, my rent just went up $200, Brian. Oh yeah, the pet deposit, they're now doubling it.
Right.
So, renting, and again, I'm not saying everyone needs to own. There's a fanny for every seat in the market. I was a renter before I was in a position to buy. But a lot of times the rent at this point is just is almost the same price as a mortgage.
It's funny. Just before we came on air here, I was talking to one of my clients that closed December 15th. His payment was $2,500 a month, principal, interest, taxes, insurance on a house in Clifton Park. That's a house with 2-car garage, basement. People are renting for $2,300-$2,400 a month.
Some are renting for $3-4 grand. So literally,
I feel like it's starting. Its house values were like affordability. Let's put it that way. When rates were at 7.25%, big difference. When
correct.
Rates are down near high 5s, low 6s. Correct.
Yes.
It makes it a little bit more palatable, I should say, in terms of a monthly payment for buyers, first-time home buyers.
And we talked about this before, saying, when we did this several months ago, was, we felt like the rates needed to go below 6%. And they kind of are close to that right now.
Starting to see some 5.99s, 5.875s.
And that's
depending
key.
on credit, of course, but yes.
So getting back to my point about the market, it's a seller's market. You can, and I don't want to lack of a better term, sorry for cussing, I don't want to pee in anyone's Wheaties as far as if you're a buyer. But working with an agent, a trusted, reputable agent, hopefully one at the Sinkoff Realty Group, but working with a trusted agent, a realtor is going to get you the property you want. You're going to probably have to pay more than the asking price, but good realtors are able to get their clients' houses in a competitive market. And a lot of that, to be blunt with you, is not only the reputation of the realtor, because I hear so many horror stories. Brian, my friend who didn't use you, they've been looking for a house for 12 months. They put in 12 offers and they've never gotten one. And they say, what do you say? And I say, time to find a new realtor. I mean, that's a little absurd. But when it comes to, and when I'm on the listing side, I look at a couple of things, the other agent I'm working with, who their lender is. Right. That's the most important. I'm not going with the offer with I got a loan on the internet.com. You know what I mean? The guy in Texas doing appraisals in the capital region. Who the lawyer is, who are we going to work with on the legal side of things? Who their inspector is. I mean, there's a lot of factors. Obviously, the terms of the offer, the amount of money down, the type of loan. But the big factors are who you're working with on the other side and who their lender is, Drew.
Do they have a house to sell?
Correct.
Are they renting?
Lots of factors.
Right. All that stuff. And still, though, you really can't make an offer in today's market with a house to sell. Right?
No.
That's still a huge challenge. So we have some programs coming down the pipe,
yes,
which I'm going to talk about in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Not right now, where you'll be able to essentially pay cash for a house to eliminate the having to sell problem.
Yes, that's a little. We call that a teaser in the business.
Teaser.
That's a little teaser in the television.
For the final details.
The television business. That's called a teaser.
Yeah.
In my old career.
Think about buying a house for cash. How much easier that would be to get an offer.
Well, also, you just you're up against 10 other offers. That's a really good, really good deal. So. And we'll answer questions if people want to chat. I got some people texting me. We'll try to get to those. I did see one of them. We'll answer that question in a minute. So if you want to send a chat, you want to DM me, we're going to be reading any and all questions. We'll answer them for you. Drew, let's talk a little bit. We're going to do basically mortgage/real estate 101 here on this on this Facebook. Let's not go too deep in the weeds. Let's not talk too much inside baseball.
KISS, right?
Keep it simple, silly. So, I get calls all the time. Brian, I want to buy a house. You guys listed, or there's a house on the internet, whether it's one of our clients or someone just calling, through our social media or some of our ways we attract clients, things of that nature. I call them sort of people off the street, if you will, people you may not know, people that just get referred to you, or just people that are searching.
Your business is 100% referrals.
100% referrals. That's, really how I generate a lot of business here. I'm going to type this in. Sorry about that. It's a family show. And, yeah. So, Drew, I tell them, and then this is where you're going to take over. I tell them that the first step, they want to see a house instantly. Like they want to see a house today. And the first question I have for them is, hey, have you spoken to a lender, or, how are you going to be financing this home? So at that point, I pass them off to you, Drew, and sort of take it from there.
It's easy. It doesn't really have to be complicated. I think the biggest thing that holds people back is they think it's a big involved. They get nervous. They're anxious if they've never done it before. So we're talking mainly about first-time home buyers. And it really is. I've been doing this 30 years, so I can really dumb it down, keep it simple, and literally spend 10 to 15 minutes with you on the phone.
And you're done.
It's really not a big deal. Right. Gather some basic information, send me pay stubs and bank statements, W-2s, simple, easy stuff that we all have now through portals, and it's done. 15 minutes. At least you'll know where you stand. And I feel like after I talk to people, literally 10, 15 minutes, I could see like the anxiety just leaves their body, and now they're like, "Oh, thank you." That's very simple. Here's your payment. Here are your parameters. Your credit's good. We got to work on this or that. Look at the debt ratio. Basic things, just to make sure that if you fall in love with a house, because you always say this, the worst thing is to fall in love with a house and then not be able to get the house. So before you fall in love with the house, let's get our ducks in a row. And literally 10, 15 minutes, we can do that. I can let you know what the payment is. I can let you know what the cash to close is, give you the parameters, and obviously hand it back over to Brian with a nice bona fide pre-approval letter.
And the nice thing, and this is to Drew's horn here, the nice thing about Drew is he's much like me, and those out there that have used me for transactions or just kind of know what I'm all about. I'm doing real estate. I say I work 364 days a year, including Christmas and Christmas Eve, being Jewish.
So what's the one day?
Yom Kippur.
Okay, that's
the one. That's the 24 hours where I'm going to be out of the loop. But my point is, other than Yom Kippur, which already passed, was last fall, was and I've by the way, I did a listing appointment 4 years ago on Christmas Eve. The other people happen to also be Jewish, so that was awesome. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, whenever. But what I was going to say is the one cool thing about Drew when we're in front of that house with buyers, and we look at a $400,000 house, and I say to Drew, what would be the payments at 420, even 430, things of that nature. Drew in the driveway is answering that call with those real world numbers. Okay, this is about what it's going to cost you a month, and you pretty much nail it to the $3, right? I mean, I will tell you that.
Well, after 30 years, I should know, right?
And I will tell you all a very funny story, and hopefully your bride Lisa's not watching this, but there was a time, and I believe Drew's daughter, who's now what year is she?
She's a
junior at High Point. Okay. Yeah. I kid you not, we can actually, literally, we could probably do the research. I could find the buyer, and you can figure out the date.
I could show you the picture.
Yeah.
Because it's time-stamped.
Yeah. I called Drew on I kid you not, hand to God, I called Drew on a Saturday. Was it in the fall?
Oh, yeah.
Was it in the fall?
It was October.
Okay. Called him in a Saturday. I was in a driveway of a house with a buyer. I believe they did get the house. And
2022. October 2022.
Drew, we need an updated pre-qual letter. Could you speak to the clients, because we want to go, this is where the house is. Here's what I think it's going to take for them to get it in terms of the price. What are the payments? Drew answered the call, tells me, what were you doing, Drew?
We're at my daughter's early acceptance day at High Point University. I was sitting in the gymnasium or wherever they had it. She's about to get her packet.
that she's in the
whether she's
school.
in or
Right,
she's out.
right.
I'm assuming they would invite us there to drive
Right.
7 hours, but if she wasn't, but still, like, yeah, I got a couple minutes.
He took the frickin' call at, I thought it was college visit day, but it was even better. It was early acceptance day.
Yeah.
Took the frickin', I kid you not, took the damn call. You know, but the funny thing about it is, that's how we operate. Not only at the Sinkoff Realty Group as a firm, everyone in my office is the same, of the same cloth, cut from the same cloth. But that's the way Drew is, and that's why I affiliate and align myself with a professional like Drew, as I'm really tooting your
Timing
horn.
was good because I just realized how much tuition was. So I want to get that next
You're
year,
like,
right?
you're like, listen, Lisa, I know this is not the great time, but if Daddy
might
needs to
help.
afford
This might help with the payment.
if Daddy needs to afford this house, I got to take this call. But no, that's the way you work there. So that's literally a real world truthful story. So awesome. So
good.
So that, you know, we kind of looked back at last year in terms of, it was a seller's market. There's just not a lot of inventory. I truly think there's sort of a good and bad, and let you sound off on this, as it were. We're sounding off with Sinkoff here, a little play on old school show. The good and bad is, if the rates drop. So what's happened here, guys?
You're right. You're going.
Yeah, I
down
know.
that path.
Yeah.
The
All right.
good and bad is true.
So let's
Double-edged sword, right?
let's talk about why there's such a shortage of inventory. Everybody said, you know, people ask, are you panicked? Are you worried? No, because people need to live somewhere, and rent's going to always be rent, right? So here's been the problem, though, as to why, Brian, why is there this quote unquote housing shortage? Why are there not a lot of sellers? It doesn't mean that, you know, you look back, the good news about housing is we have a pretty damn good history of it, right?
Right.
So
Capital Region has
especially
been rock solid.
Yes.
Even with the financial crisis of 2008, 2009, Capital Region bounced back within 6 months.
Yes. So you look back at the history of real estate, people always need a place to live, right? That's not going to change. Now, why is there a shortage of houses for sale? Well, it's simple. It doesn't mean people don't want to move, okay? That's the misnomer. It doesn't mean, because why do people move? Let's think of the reasons. Marriage, babies, divorce, unfortunately, death. Grandma's house, she is now in a home. Oh crap, we had twins, we need a bigger house. Or relocation, rent's too high. Someone's moving in with us, kid left for college, the house is too big. Oh my God, we need a bigger house. You know, we can think of 35 reasons why people want to move or sell. Those reasons are still existence today.
Correct.
That doesn't mean that there's a housing shortage, people don't want to move. The issue is when people refinanced or purchased back during COVID, when we sat here on this channel and I said, this is great. Did I call it? I said the rate, and I was actually at a realtor conference and people thought I was Debbie Downer.
And not for nothing. When you said that, it was like fingernails on the chalkboard to me.
Oh, I have pissed you off. I have pissed you off. What I said,
retrospect,
I was right. I said in might have been 2022 or 23.
2021.
2020, it was 2022. I said, this is really bad, Drew. I said, the rates have to increase. They're too low for too long. He said, what? And Drew, like, I don't want to say we argued, but I said, Drew, they're too low. He said, what do you mean? Yeah, everyone, I mean, you could just show up and you'd get a deal, right, in 2021.
Everybody was refinancing as well as buying.
Yeah,
it was mayhem.
Because the rates were under 4%, so everybody was refinancing. People were buying houses with that killer 4%. But I said at the time, and I'll never forget, I was at Breakfast of Champions, and I don't want to say the table I was at, but I was with about 10 realtors, and it was in March, and I said, we got to have the rates go up. And they all looked at me like I had 12 heads. And I said, okay, I'm not an economist, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. So what happened was, I'd say 90% of people that bought, more than that, 95% of people that bought houses at that time or refinanced are under 4% right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what does that mean? Well,
Oh, yeah. If you bought 23, 24, 25,
you're in a different
story.
animal. But
20, 21, 22,
you're under 4% pretty much.
talking very low interest rates.
So the rule of real estate is people move between every 3 to 7 years. Guess what? We're in that window after COVID of 3 to 7 years. COVID, hard to believe, was almost 6 years ago, right? Refinancing was 5 years ago. So now's the time people want to move. Well, guess what? They have a 3.75 interest rate. The rate today, for informational purposes only, is what, 6%?
You said it.
Okay, so just for poops and giggles, I'm close, 6%.
Close.
Do I want to give up that 3.75 interest rate to then buy something for 6%? Well, the flip side is you got killer equity in your home.
Ton.
Yes. But if I think it's going to be a little more stomachable, digestible,
Yes.
if that gets below 6.
Yes.
Because remember, people want to move. People need to move. The rate just has to get down a little bit, just a little tiddlywink.
We're almost there.
We are almost there.
Almost there. I think the big thing that's moving it right now is inflation, which is coming down. Rents are coming down, which helps big chunk of the inflation number. Those are coming down. Fuel prices are coming down. Oil prices coming down. All these things are actually adding to the inflation. So inflation, I feel like, is moving in a really good spot. And now the labor market, AI, obviously taking a lot of jobs, displacing a lot of workers. That's our next hurdle. So now the Federal Reserve is saying, wait a minute, we may have to be a little bit more accommodative if the labor market gets weaker. So
yes.
We'll see. As of right now, the January rate cut, 50-50 shot.
We don't know. When is that? Happen. Is that next week?
Usually it's like the third week.
Okay.
Probably the third or fourth week of January. I forget the exact date, but at least we'll hear what they have to say about it. If they don't do anything, they'll make comments about it, and you'll know why they did this, that, or the other thing. So,
and then the market will react accordingly after the
correct.
comments.
But it's shaping up. It's shaping up to be a good year. And a lot of times,
I was a break dancer, Drew. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's why you're real.
Look at that, dude. I mean, that's like the good freaking wave right there. No, you're not. Then you could do the slow one. I can do it up, then I can do it
People are
down.
going to think you didn't take your medicine.
I know. I did, actually, every morning.
So I think it's shaping up to be a good year. We shall see. I predicted, I think, 4 cuts last year. We had 3, right? So we're pretty close. This year, I'm going to bring out my crystal ball in the next show. I don't have my crystal ball yet.
And here's what we're going to do in the next show. I will do a whoopsie. I will do a post ahead. Yes. I will do a little teaser that when we're coming on. And the next show, if you like and share this live, we're going to give away something to one lucky winner.
Gift card.
And we'll do it here on the live on the stream, and there'll be no funny business.
All right, good.
You know, relatives of Drew and I are exempt, as are Sinkoff Realty Group employees and employees of Fairway Independent Mortgage. You're not allowed to win, but we do encourage every
Francine, Zach,
Sinkoff Realty Group. Yeah, encourage every Sinkoff Realty Group agent on the team to share this post and share future posts.
But the crystal ball thing is good. It's pretty accurate. We'll talk about appreciation in real estate. We'll talk about interest rates, where we think they're going to go. We'll talk about the employment market, where that's going to go, because employment obviously is that's like the single most important thing to a housing market. Capital region is different than someplace in California, so it's very
correct.
It's located here. We're not talking about the rest of the country, but the capital region. So we'll talk about those 3 big factors on the next program, and we'll give our thoughts, and then obviously we'll do the same thing next year on how we predicted things would occur this year.
And we should also point out that we're going to try to do this on a regular basis. We do encourage you to watch, and we can say I will. This is on my desk. This is my my business. One of my many business card holders.
That was about
pretty
20 pounds
cool.
ago, though.
Yeah, that actually was that was in August. I may need to take a new photo. But we want to thank you so much for joining us. Again, I'm Brian Sinkoff, broker owner of the Sinkoff Realty Group. This is Drew Aiello. Drew, give us your info, your name, your all of the important stuff.
Branch manager, Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation in Clifton Park, New York. But easy to remember, you can get me on drewsteam.com.
And one thing that's very interesting, you don't need to, if you are interested in pre-qualifying for a mortgage or just shooting the breeze with Drew about life, his $600 sneakers that he wears. Are you wearing those today?
I am not.
No, okay. I tease him. He has like one really nice pair of sneakers. By the way, Drew not only does not do any of, I'm selling you down the river, not only does not do any of his own shopping, but I don't even think you pick your outfits out every day, do you? No. Did you pick this outfit out today?
I did not.
Your bride did.
I did not.
God bless your bride's heart. Lisa is the best.
I might pull some things out. She'll give me the yay, the nay.
Yeah.
But that's
the end. And she probably always nays whatever you pull out.
Pretty much nays everything.
Yes. So I lost my train of thought.
I think we got to wrap it up.
Yeah. What I was going to say was you can always get Drew, but all jokes aside, if you want to just ask Drew a question about mortgages, or you're looking to get pre-qualified, or you just have questions about real estate. I get questions all the time. Brian, what do you think of this, or what should I do here? Don't ever hesitate to reach out to any of us.
I got a question from our attorney friend that lives here. His daughter's in Virginia, asking me what they should do with their mortgage, this, that, and the other thing. Totally fine. Whether it's something relevant to this area or outside the state or whatever, it doesn't matter. Don't hesitate to reach out.
Yep, and you can get me at brian@sinkoffrealtygroup.com. You can sinkoffrealtygroup.com is the website. You can DM me. You could send me a text. You could send me a freaking skywriting. You can send me
pigeon.
You can pigeon it.
Mike Tyson.
Pigeon. You can Harry Potter it and have the thing mailed to me via some magical pigeon or bird, or what the heck was that in that movie? Where it delivered the letters. Is that an owl?
Nice flat roof.
Can someone help us with that? Was that an owl in Harry Potter? No. Should we Google that? Because that's going to drive me nuts.
How about Drew Aiello's never seen a Harry Potter ever?
Are you serious?
100%. Yep. Never saw. Yeah.
I think it was an owl. It was an owl. That's right. It was an owl.
Nice.
Owls delivered packages through a system called Owl Post.
Little fingers move really fast.
Heck yeah, they do. And Drew, have you ever seen? If you have, I swear, if you haven't seen Star Wars, not only is this cut off, but I may never speak to you again.
I was big into Star Wars as a kid. Yeah.
Okay, but you've seen all three of the original.
When I was a teen. Yeah. Kid,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I swear, if he didn't see any of the Star Wars, I was unfriending him now.
Yeah,
I was kicking him out of the office.
I think there's only one guy left, right? Oh, they passed away.
No, Mark Hamill's alive. Harrison Ford's alive.
That's it.
Oh, Anthony Daniels C-3PO is alive. There's three.
Did he? Yeah.
I think he's still alive. Well.
And Princess Leia died.
Yes.
So,
Chewbacca
died.
He did. The actor that played him died?
Sure. Yeah. Might have to Google that after, but we should probably hang up.
Yeah. We're getting way into the weeds. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. For Drew Aiello of Fairway Independent Mortgage, I'm Brian Sinkoff. Have a great day. Happy New Year. And I promise we will be back. What are we saying? Next month?
Definitely 100%.
Next month with a lot of good information and a giveaway.
Beginning of February.
Yes.
Sooner than later.
Yes. We're going to be doing a giveaway next time. So enjoy your day, everyone.
Take care.
And don't forget to sell it with Sinkoff.